Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about soil. What is soil? And we are going to learn its formation, its composition, and we are going to learn that what kind of layers are present in our soil, in our basic ground. Alright, so first of all we are going to start with the soil and its formation. Basically, what is soil? Soil is the finest particles of rocks which are present in Earth's crust, which are having very basic, not very basic, but chemical and physical properties for a living organism to grow, for example plants. Now basically, first of all, as we have learned about soil, we are going to learn about its formation, how soil is formed. If I'll take an example, if there is a rock, if there are plenty of rocks which are of big size, now basically what happens is, if rock are broken into smaller and smaller parts, and eventually they are broken into so fine particles that it becomes in a texture of soil, that is how soil is formed. Basically, breaking of rock into so fine particles that it changes, the composition of rock changes, is known as soil. Alright, now we are going to learn about parent material. Now basically, what is parent material? Parent material is the incoming material, the upcoming material. Basically, that means that the material from which the soil has started, manufacturing, production of soil just have been started. So basically, parent material is are rocks. Alright, so parent materials are rocks, the rocks which are going to form into a soil. Sometimes there are physical changes also, and sometimes there are chemical changes also, which are help out in formation of soil from a rock. So basically, we are going to learn about that also. Now we are going to learn about physical weathering. What is physical weathering? So basically, physical weathering is there is no change in chemical texture. There are only changes in physical texture of a rock, while it is in a way to formation of soil. That is known as physical weathering. And chemical weathering is the weathering while rock has been broken down into finer and finer parts. For example, there is a harder rock, it becomes into a softer fine particles. That is known as chemical change, because there is change in their chemical properties, there is change in their texture, and there is change in their reaction to other substances. Now we are going to learn about how does living organisms helps in formation of soil. Here we are going to learn about animals. Now basically, what happens is, if an animal die, okay, on a ground, now basically what happens is, it is an organic material. Now what is going to happen? Organisms are going to attack it, and they are going to take out proteins and the beneficial substances which they can get out of the animal which is dead. So basically, after some time, it is going to start decaying, and it is going to give the nutritions to the earth's crust. Now basically, on earth's crust there is soil, so it is going to give the nutrition to soil, and it is going to change the texture and properties of soil also. It is going to make the soil richer in nutrients, in richer in the properties. So basically, this is how living organisms helps. Once they die, then they are going to decay out in the soil, and then the changes will occur in the soil, and it is going to help in formation of new soil as well, and it is going to help in formation of good and healthy soil as well. Now here we are going to learn about soil profile. Now what is soil profile? There are three basic and main layers in soil. The first layer which we see on ground, it is known as topsoil. After that, there is a layer which comes in, it is known as subsoil, and then after that there is the bottom layer which is known as bedrock. Okay, now first of all, topsoil. What is difference between topsoil, subsoil and bedrock? So first of all, topsoil is consists of very fine particles of soil. Alright, and it is rich in humus. Rich in humus means there are many pests which are present in soil, which makes the soil richer and richer. So basically, topsoil are having very fine particles of rock, and it helps in growth of the plant. After that, there comes subsoil. What is subsoil? Now basically, subsoil consists of big particles of rock, and in subsoil there is rich content of water and humus. Alright, so there comes subsoil. And what is bedrock? Bedrock is the basic bottom layer of soil, where you will be finding large pieces of rocks. Okay, now after that we are going to learn about soil erosion. Now basically what is soil erosion? Erosion of the first layer of soil is known as soil erosion. If I keep a big layer of, if I see on a ground, if I am finding a layer of soil, and if wind blows or there is a cyclone which comes, I will be finding that soil is going to erode out. It is going to go away with the wind. All right. So basically this is soil erosion. Erosion of the first layer of soil is known as soil erosion. Now what are the causes of soil erosion? First of all, deforestation, then flood and heavy rain, then overgrazing, then poor farming methods. First of all, we are going to talk about deforestation. How does deforestation result in soil erosion? So basically what happens is, if there is deforestation, there won't be much more trees in the environment. So what is going to happen? They are not going to grip out the soil, because if there is a tree which is going and it is having roots are going to make its grip into the soil. All right. So basically once deforestation happens, there are no grip present in soil and soil gets loosened. Once the soil gets loosened, it can blow away with the wind. After that, floods and heavy rain. If there is flood, with the flood, the looser part of the soil, the top soil, which is really very loose, it is going to flood away with the soil. All right. After that, we are going to learn about overgrazing. Now what happens is, if there is a ground, a grassy ground, and on which what happens is, I have put some cows, a dozen of cows, and they are grazing, and over all along, what I will be finding is, after a week I won't be finding any grass, but what will happen, the roots of the grass are going to come out. All right. And which is why the topsoil is going to get loosened again, and once it gets loosened, then again there will be soil erosion. After that, poor farming methods. If there is no proper method which is followed while farming, then we will be finding soil erosion as well. Thank you very much for this video. I hope you find everything suitable. See you in the next class.